Hey everybody, this is George. Happy Memorial's Day. Hopefully everybody had a great day, weekend, spending some time with the family and enjoying good weather and good barbecue. I think we've all been spending a lot of time indoors, and it's good to go out there and enjoy uh, life altogether. And with that, it's Tuesday, and we're back in action in the markets, and we're going to review the day and trade by trade, and also we're going to go into what we're looking for in the next day into the session tomorrow, Wednesday. Okay, so let's start with looking at NQ. Here we go. All right, so ES and NQ are, for all practical reasons, are behaving in the same way, even though uh, earlier on NASDAQ kind of exhibited a lot better behavior. So you have a bear engulfing pattern here. Price action kind of moved up overnight over the weekend and then got reversed pretty significantly. But the thing about that reversal is we spent most of the day actually in a very strong price pattern. Then toward the end of the day, it gave out. A lot of traders are talking about the China new sanctions as a catalyst for price action to actually start drifting below these prices right here, probably into the 9,200, under pressure of the uncertainty of more tension between us and China. So we're going to be in the lookout for that. We are very close in NASDAQ to all-time highs, and who would have thought that that is a reality or a possibility after the stresses of COVID-19 pandemic. Expectations for tomorrow, as long as we trade under 94.83, there will be pressure in this market going into and toward the session tomorrow. We are looking for targets into the 93.57, and if that tests well, 93.21 is going to lead to price action in the 9,200. Then in this area right here, we've seen how the price action kind of come to it, test well and reverse. So we're going to be watching for that potential price action into these areas. Now, what happened if the market is kind of ready for a reversal? Any price action above 9,200, we need to definitely be careful of trying to get short, because we're very close to the all-time high, very close to the high of Globex for today, which is 9,600. So that's what we're looking for in NQ. What I think is going to happen, and that's really we're going to be under pressure. That's what I'm going to see here. I'm going to be looking for rallies tomorrow against these levels as a shorting opportunity, and I'm going to be looking for extended price action, meaning we're in the past few days we're seeing prices hitting target 1, 2, and 3, but now we're seeing it hitting actually an extended price of 4 and 5. So holding on to your positions for a bigger run is actually a good thing to see us do. We'll be doing that tomorrow. Into and ES, the same kind of situation. You're looking at levels into 29.81. You test that well, 29.64 for lower prices. You don't want to see anything above 3,000. Let's see crude oil, and we are up there in price action, and we should be rolling over actually on that contract. All right, but that's what this price action is doing here. We're breaking that channel on the downside. We're trading above target number 4, and things are stabilizing in the crude market oil. And actually, you go fill up your car with gas, and prices are, at least in Texas here, are a bit higher. We used to be around $1, and now we're $1.55, and in some places $1.75. So things are creeping up on the upside. So let's take a look at our trades, the good and the bad, and well, I won't call it bad, but the good, and where we struggled at and things like that. So we are taking a look at a captain setup, a move lower. Price action put a channel on the downside. We wanted to watch the market through the first hour, or actually half an hour, especially after a long extended weekend. We left that alone. We saw an inception trade right here. We took it, and the market gave us a captain setup short. So kind of got worried about that. I gave it a little bit of time. It rolled back up and then started to drift lower. And in that action, I ended up getting out and then reversed that price action right here just to get stopped out at the other end. So we took a bit of drawdown on that rotation. Even though that actually the long worked and eventually the short ended up working. So I guess there's no lesson in that one. It's just kind of reduce my size, because that I got in for 5 contracts, and let's take a look at the trades here. So I ended up down 400, down 1100 on the second one. So that's where we at the beginning of the day. Okay, so moving on. Saw an inception trade and failure at the top end of the band once the market shifted from long to short. In this rotation, I took scalps in that area due to the fact that, hey, listen, I mean, I just gotta, if this market is going to be oscillating here, the assessment is let's take scalps and quick burst of energy and pocket that money and just move on. And we ended up getting 292 and 202 on 2 trades in a row, this one here and this one there. And obviously that one, the second rotation, kind of extended itself, but that's fine. I saw this railroad trade. Railroad is when the price comes to the middle. It's almost like a reversion to the mean trade. It got there. I got in for a short, made 2 points, a couple of $100 on that trade. Moving on, kind of got a little bit risky there for me because the market is extended past target number 3, but I saw this pocket of selling pressure and I just went ahead and picked it off for 2 points. And there was multiple signals along the way. This is a trigger trade, another trigger trade, short both, switch trade short on that one. Each one of those actually worked into this rotation. So the expectation was to see a little bit of consolidation. Got in, got out for a couple of $100 on that trade, and that's that trade. Took lunch to take care of some business. Actually, we were training a new student in the room, and we saw this together. Then I got into that trade, and that was also a short, a railroad short for 5 contracts in and out for 2 points, and we got out at 257 on that one. So we're looking good. We're looking good. Toward the end of the day, that's when the fireworks actually started happening. All right, so we extended ourselves to target number 4. So whenever you see target number 4, target number 5, and a higher low in that region, typically it's a high probability price action for a reversal, especially when you are at the twilight time of the actual trading day in around 2 o'clock, 2:30 Central Time into the close of 3:15. They usually counter whatever price action that you see prior to that. So got in there, 5, added 5, added 5, added 5. I love that price action here, and I saw the higher low that the market is doing, and I needed to actually add even more, but it just kind of stayed with 20 and took the profit into that run up, 15 of them, and that was the big trade of the day. And I actually left one lot of 5 contracts for a higher price, but the market kind of pulled off, and I didn't want to sit there through a drawdown on the last 5 lots. So I took it out for, I think, a few point profit, and that ended up being that big trade, 20 contracts for 34.93. That puts us nice and heavy for the day at 2,900. Then saw, look at this trade right here. It's the same similar behavior that you're seeing. You're seeing that behavior right here. You come to the middle of the range and you pause. And that pause is just good enough for multiple points. And actually, it's good enough for a whole lot more in the right environment, trading environment. Boom, in and out. And I ended up getting $400 on that trade. Where is my blotter? Excuse me, sorry. So that's how the day ended up, about 33.76, including commission, and we were done for the day. All right, so what's working? Channel trading is working because through that we understand the structure of the market. Inception trades are working, and also these scalping trades also are working whenever you hit the middle of the range. Those are very effective at capturing burst a lot of the noise. Market goes into the middle of the range to try to find a balance, and in that balance you see a fluctuation in price action and a lot of noise and indecision, and a lot of traders don't pay attention to that, and they just kind of constantly want to trade the trend. But what is a high probability is prices come up to these ranges and just sit there and oscillate and fluctuate and be uncertain. And in that uncertainty, we come in and pocket profit after profit after profit. That's the noise that nobody wants to profit off of, and we have an effective method of doing that. So that is the day for the day, and we talked about what we're looking for tomorrow, and looking forward to a very successful trading week or week ahead of us. It's going to be a short week, but we're going to make it a healthy one for us. And if you have any questions, let us know, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day.